Yo, we're live. All right, we're in here about to do one of those Q&A situations. The market is down once again,
Market
and
is
we are going to
down.
talk about it, man. You
I don't
don't you asking
understand.
me? You don't understand? I mean, well, technically, you didn't understand for a second. Oh, I mean, you told me. You asked me. Sorry,
Yeah,
what's
because
going
I was
on?
asking you. I woke up this morning and I saw that it was even lower than what it was. I think even a couple more percentages. So, and I'm like,
Yeah.
man, I can't talk to anybody else. I got to speak to somebody that I actually know who's actually into the crypto market. And what are your
Mhm.
takes on the whole crypto market? Because I literally have no clue. I don't know any answers. I mean, you got it, man. I'm
Nah,
like,
I
I've
don't give you
done
that
research.
type of praise, man. You know as
You
much.
got it, man. I'm
You
trying
know
to
as
listen. I'm
much.
trying
You
to hear
know the
you out.
basics. But I will say what I believe is going on. Right there's first off, what are we at? Like 30? I don't even know, 30 something thousand. I want to say 35. We can really quickly check really and see what's up with this before I get
Uh,
into this.
we should be at 37.
Okay.
It's starting to rise now.
Yeah,
It's like it's
37, 36. All right, there we go. Google says that. But that doesn't matter because we're going to talk about why we saw a crash in the last, I don't know, let's see if we go back 5 days. That looked kind of dramatic. But realistically, in the last month, it's been down. So from all-time highs of 65, 68,000, somewhere there, we are down significantly. Okay. So why? That's a question I've been getting from you, friends, family, and to those who are watching, I'm also considering you friends and family. So we're gonna go into it. Feel free to drop anything in the chat if you have any questions. Um, Phil, appreciate you. Yeah, boy. Yeah, buddy. Phil out here. Guess what Phil's saying? Time to buy in.
time to
I
buy
don't
in.
know. Is it? I don't know. But let's talk about the news. We'll get into that and we'll talk about what I'm planning on doing or what I'm already doing after we get into what's going on. First, you can see my screen, right? Anybody, if
Yeah,
y'all can see my screen, make sure y'all hit me up in the chat, confirm that. I want to make sure everybody's clean in this visual right here. Let's start off with our good old friend, the Federal Reserve, and our friend Papa Powell, aka the money printer. My man, at this point, the Federal Reserve has understood that they've raised interest rates or lowered interest rates, and that helped to boost the economy. However, the side effect is it caused inflation. You see it. You go to the your favorite fast food joint, get a burger, and you're like, "Whoa, it used to be 10. I used to be like $10 for a whole meal. Now it's $10 for the burger." You know what I'm saying? Hey, you seen it, right?
right.
What have you been? What have you seen inflation on lately?
I've seen inflation on because I shop at Walmart. So if I go, I get the bottled waters, actually gallon waters. Gallon
Mm,
water that I saw a couple months ago was what 76 cents. Now it's $1.10.
dollar
Even the
and
dollar
ten
store. Look at the
cents.
dollar store. It's like $1.25 now. So
Yeah.
you
Oh,
know,
yeah. Yeah. Right. Right. The dollar store is actually not the Dollar Tree or Dollar whatever store
Dollar
anymore. It's the
Tree.
dollar
Yeah,
twenty
it's
five, dollar twenty
dollar
five
twenty
store.
five.
Man,
Everybody's outraged, man.
yeah, I
Man.
mean, it's what you get, man. You print too much money, as the Federal Reserve, allowed and lowered interest rates for investing. Our government just kind of like pushed it that route. So now, what do they have to do to try to bring it back? They've decided to say they're going to raise interest rates, which would, if in turn, affect the investors out there, the yous and the me's that are trying to look at things as um, lucrative to use our money that we're able to get for free now, or
Right.
not basically low interest rate, and it's going to get higher. We can't really do that as much to invest in things. So a lot of wiser investors, I guess, I don't know how you want to look at it, they've decided that certain assets are actually less likely to be held right now. Like you should like basically let go of your risky stuff. Unfortunately, Bitcoin is one of those assets that they consider risky.
Right.
But there's a lot of things that's considered risky. So let's look at one of them. It's our good old stock market, right? Now, while I'm not saying every stock is risky, right? We understand there's going to be some growth in Amazon, the Facebooks, all the other ones. You might find that you're going to use them, so you feel like they're not that risky. But they've been over inflated for the last, I don't know what. Let's just go and check. We hit an all-time high in like basically December and then tested it again in January.
Right.
We've been downtrending for a minute now, all because words of interest rate hikes are coming starting in March. And allegedly, we're going to do 4 hikes. That doesn't sound too pretty for the investor who's been getting free money basically for the last year and a half. It sounds like tightening budgets are going to be happening, right? And that's really what they're going to do. So if the Fed's tightening their budget, the market gets a little shaky, and we essentially start seeing assets like our very own stock market being down. So if the stock market's down, you very well going to accept that maybe crypto will be one of those things that they decide they're going to sell off, take some profits, and hold off and see what happens next.
Right.
Whether or not now the Feds actually did that as a scare tactic because they understand market psychology, that's up to you to decide. What do you think? You think they knew we were going to sell off and trying to put the
Yeah,
word out
absolutely.
there?
Put
So you
the
don't
word
think they
out
will
there.
raise it?
Yeah, I really didn't expect that. I think that they're trying to, of course, I feel like that's the end game for them to pull people away from cryptocurrency, then, of course, get them to deal with their own, I guess, because I did read somewhere that they have their own digital currency, but that's a whole different story. It still doesn't make any sense to me, though. I mean, like, people really need to understand, like, the whole future of cryptocurrency. It shouldn't be down the way that it is at this point, but people are panicking. Things happen. What goes up must come down. What goes down always go up. So
I feel you. You're right. What goes up must come down. I don't know if Shiba Inu gonna go back up forever.
Shiba,
No disrespect to the Shiba Inu holders
yeah,
out
no
there.
disrespect to the
I'm,
Shiba. Like,
you know what I'm saying? We just calling out. There's some dead cats out there. They ain't dead cat bouncing. They just dead. Like it's over. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna fall. But maybe this one's a dog and it was bounce. I don't know. Dogs bounce. Anyway, back to this news. The one thing I want you also to pay attention to is that the volume of news that's been coming out that's pushing people to look at the market as it's over. Like we've plummeted. We peaked and we're about to plummet to the end of earth. The earnings for Netflix came out and they're basically under what they projected. Now, we understand that that's a bad signal. However, I don't think it was a bad enough signal to be dropping that deep of a discount. I think it went down 20% or something.
yeah,
There's articles at some point saying that Netflix caused the crash when we obviously know that people are in a risk off mode right now. So Netflix, you release news and you release bad news. There's a thing called buy the rumor, sell the news, right? Where you anticipate or you heard or you think, okay, this is gonna go up at some point in the future. Maybe that future is literally next week. You heard they're going to release some new technology next week. So we get excited, buy into that now. And then when the news comes, you tend to sell off, especially if you're a trader, you day trade, you tend to think right when the news is about to hit or right before, you should sell off to get the peak profits. So not only did the news come out, which would be a sell situation for some people, it also was bad news. So when you got bad news, it's going to have to run. It's right now it's running so hard, it's looking like the cause of the stock market crash.
and
Stop talking, people. Go
which
ahead.
is ridiculous. Like,
Yo,
it's like nobody wants to do the research. They're looking for somebody to blame, and unfortunately, Netflix was in the first in line.
right,
So
right. The news got to come out, right? If your news stopped, you'd be like, "What the hell?" But you want to hear news, and on top of it, it's like the negativity sells more, so you end up seeing like a two steps back situation because that spreads the news. Bad news spreads like wildfire. Like people are going to talk about, "Oh, you heard about Netflix? Yo, they crashed. Yo, should we buy it? I don't know, man. People ain't using that. They're using the Apple's TV and all the other stuff now. So
right.
you're kind of going to say things that might be a negative thing, and you'll just end up causing more of a pull down in the market. It
Words
happened
work. News travels
exactly.
fast.
Yep, and market psychology is the thing. So traders out there, I pray for you. I don't have time for the trading, but I have time to read the news. So maybe I could trade. We don't know. We'll see. The other news that I really wanted people to notice is that there's a a time when negative news for crypto gets pushed heavy. Okay,
Heavy,
and
heavy.
whoever is making sure everybody talks about this and possibly maybe making it happen. If you're into some conspiracy stuff, I hear people talk about, like, I don't know how I feel about this, but they'll make the hacks happen so that, or they'll take advantage of a potential hack so they can become news. So they, crypto.com's cool, market's up, we're trying to push up. All right, fine. But once we want to push down, okay, push the hack button, essentially. In layman's terms, pay somebody, get it done, write the article, cause the market to crash, and maybe get cheaper crypto. That's what I'm hearing in on the conspiracy side of my circle, and just giving it to y'all. If y'all decide to subscribe to that, feel free. And anyway, while you're here too, hit that damn like button. Yo, I don't know how to tell people this, but all likes are appreciated. Every like is appreciated. But you know what else is appreciated? That subscribe button. Feel free to hit it. Some of these people told me that they not subscribed to me, but they watch me. I was like, yo, what is that? Help your boy out. It's free. Anyway, let's go back to this content. Let's tell you what I'm up to. But right before we do that, NFTs, they're not safe. Right? They're not 100% safe yet. Okay.
Yeah,
Let's
it's still new. These are babies, you know. It's still babies. It's still just like parents. I just want to use this analogy. Like, you know, when you become a parent, you still don't know what you're doing. You know, even at the age of 50, whatever the case may be, you're still working with that. You're building it up. You know, you're working with your child. You're building that child up to the person that you want them to be. So same thing with cryptocurrency. Everybody needs to put their hand in. It takes a village to raise a child. At this point, it takes the whole world to go ahead and fix crypto.
Exactly. It don't take our participation in it, understanding it, and not getting screwed out of it by jumping on the latest trend and thinking that because something says it's verified that, oh, this new technology is secure and the greatest thing on earth. If you want to invest speculatively, that's fine. Just call it that. Make sure you don't call it investing. That's just speculative gambling is what I should be calling it. It's
ridiculous, man.
It's one way to do it, but just make sure you're willing to lose the money if you're going to be gambling out here. All right. So let me stop for a moment on the news stuff. I was going to show how many articles were out there about this NFT rug pull and the crypto hack, but y'all can do a little research. And when I mean do research, I mean actually look at the good, the bad. Don't trust everything I say or anything anybody else says. Go look for yourself and try to find multiple articles that allow you to decide what's really happening. Find the ones who say, yay, crypto is great, and find the ones who say crypto is bad, and make your own decision in between there. So one of the things that I've been looking at is how am I going to move forward? How I'm going to capitalize on the situation and just make sure that I'm winning in the end. The thing that I've done from the start is like I've made sure I invested in assets that have longevity. They're worth it. They're not something I'm just using to get more money. Okay. Because if I were to go after the next hot dog coin, I'm looking at you, Shiba owners. Anyway, no disrespect. But if I'm supposed to go after
many shots.
I love y'all. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Hey, those HIT coins, man. You got to get them. You got to get, hey, you want to make quick money? It's quick money, but I guess I'm not that style at this point in my journey through the crypto market. So I make sure now that I don't hold on to stuff that has that potential of fly by night success or market driven success, and there's no substance behind it. So while I'm not telling you I'm like what they call a Bitcoin maximalist, I just want to know that if I'm putting the money into it, it's going to serve me long term, and I never have to worry about where the price is at short term. So that's one. All right. I've also started looking into like how much more I can reduce my expenses. So when these times comes up and I'm like, oh snap, I don't have to fiend for the idea of getting the profits out now, right? Because if I got into it as a good asset and I'm thinking long term, why would I get into it now? I may as well hold on to it, as the crypto people say, HODL, HODL, hold on for dear life, right? If it's something worth holding on to, I'm gonna hold on for dear life. It's like property. You could hold on to property for infinity, pass it down to your kids tax free, and they can leverage the equity in the asset. That's what I'm looking at for these assets. I'm looking for long-term equity in the projects that actually have use cases that are being used and are not just solutions to problems that don't exist. Okay, a lot of these things claim they're a solution. Where's the problem at? Find me the problem. But anyway, the next thing that I do is evaluate if me selling this asset is worth me moving that funds from one to the other, taking a possible tax hit, and then am I going to gain on the other end? Because if it's just to put into cash and just have cash in my bank account, what is that going to do for me? Right? It's going to be in the bank, being loaned out. Bank's making money off of it. I'm losing however many percentage over the years from inflation, as you can tell. And there's no guarantee that we're going to get back to a point where the banks start giving us 1%, 2% numbers. They're giving like 0.05%. So sitting in my bank
Disrespectful
account.
numbers. Disrespectful, man. I like.
Hey, look, you got to look at what they're playing with those. An asset that's inflating. They can't give you much for it. You could get more going on. They know. They know.
They
That's
know.
the thing. It's not even their fault. I would look at it as, well, it is their fault. But anyway, it's a system. It's a system of multiple players, and we have a part to play. And we can take advantage of what we see them doing. We can do it ourselves, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
I mean, it's with crypto, man. Crypto, it's not to sound cheesy or anything like that, but it is the people's money. Like, if everybody gathered together, we can go ahead and just run the economy ourselves. I mean, it's really us. It's not just the Fed. So it's
Right.
really that simple. A lot of people don't see common sense isn't common to a lot of people. So like, my word is just to let everybody know, don't panic. Don't panic. The market is going to go down. It always goes down. I see it as taxes for crypto when the market goes down, because it's definitely going to go back up. It's way better than actual like fiat to me, but that's a whole different story.
Yeah, it's one of those things you got to look at is what's your better advantage. Like right now, you could, go cash out, or you could find some other coin, some other market to go dive your money into. But is it better than where the money's at right now? You
Right.
can't take that hit and then not have a game plan of when are you going to come back in at another time? Are you going to, stay out forever? Wait till we hit a new all-time high? Like having a game plan of how you're going to not I don't want to say attack the market, but be, how to play the game is crucial in some ways. It's at a point where people are gamifying it, and it's okay if you gamify it, but also put your time into figuring out how much you're expensing, and don't just add how much money, add how much time you're spending in the market, because there's probably an easier way to get the funds that you're trying to get, and you're just trying to rush the process and never learn the process.
All right.
So that's how I'm looking at it. It may not work for everybody, but what I want to do is just summarize basically what's going on here, right? We have the Feds um,
Yeah,
raising
you heard
interest
that.
rates,
Right.
right? We have the stock market being affected by that raising interest rates, which in turn you can tell if people are like thinking the stock market is in a risky position because they're not getting a lot of free money or cheap money anymore to invest in it. It's a little bubbly. They're going to take some money out. Crypto is just one of those assets that's going to get touched as well. The news is hitting us hard with a lot of bad information.
Very
Bad
bad
news.
information.
Bad news. I'll say that. It's a bad information because sometimes it's good information. It's just the way they mix it up, kind of interesting. And we're like getting into our minds that okay, something's wrong. We need to step away in some form, right? That's what's happening. Now, I'm seeing that, and I'm evaluating it on a case by case basis with my crypto that I know is a good bet. Like I'm telling myself, did Bitcoin change? Did any of the cryptocurrencies I have, did they change? No, the price went down. The Federal Reserve and Bitcoin aren't tied together. They don't control it. So if my thing that I've been invested in didn't change and it's just the price, and I still have the same belief system about what it is and where it's going to go, then maybe I should think about it as the price is just lower and now it's on sale. I can still get the same thing I believed in. So that's what I do. I reevaluate, is it still worth it? And if it isn't, and I feel like I got to let it go, then where am I going to go with it? And is it better of an investment than where I'm at now? And then also my time. Stop chasing money. Chase your time. Like you should get your time back. Because
Absolutely.
money, you can make money anywhere with
Money
anything.
comes and goes.
And it's a tool to be used. Stop chasing the tool. What are you going to use it to get? Figure out that part. But yeah, man, Anything you want? You still wondering about what's going on, or anything you want to say about what's
Uh,
going on? Which your
no,
side
not
of things?
really. I mean, like I said, well, before, like when I was new to the whole crypto game, I used to panic when I see the market go down. This is when
Mhm.
Bitcoin was around 1,200 or whatever the case may be. But I mean, as time went by, I just learned you just it's a new word that I made up. It's called CFI. You set it and forget it. Because if you
Hmm.
go in there, you keep touching it, and you pull out, crypto goes up, you're gonna miss out on the part where when you was already in the first place. So, but
True,
yeah, I
true.
mean, it's I just don't panic. I just don't look at the market as much because it gives people a headache.
Yeah,
It gives you a
yeah, of
headache.
course. Yep, that's one thing they're ahead of you. I definitely like the set it and forget it mentality. It's like dollar cost average on autopilot, right? And
Exactly.
it's if you're gonna look at it, I'm glad I haven't been like staring too hard, but there are so many people asking me about what's going on with crypto and what I feel how I feel about the crypto market that I had to do this. And I'm like, I want to tell them that when in doubt, zoom out. Zoom out. Like what are you talking about? Like yes, yes, it's down from here, from all-time highs, it's down. But did you look at where it was 4 years ago? Did you take a moment to figure out where we peaked at last time, where we're at in 2017? Like these run-ups are going to look like little hills that we pass and look back and be like, that was easy. That's what's gonna happen. We got to make the decision ahead sometimes and plan it out. Like no, but when in doubt, zoom out, man. Plan out. Do the autopilot, like he said. Dollar cost average in. Try not to stare at price. Price does not dictate the asset's actual value, in the sense of utilization and what it can do to solve the problem it's trying to solve. So that's all I got to do for now, or at least I'm gonna do. You tell us in the comments what you're gonna do, and if you feel like it's time to buy more, or treat it like Netflix and unsubscribe. Man, yo,
Oh
they coming for
no.
Netflix heavy, bro. What we got? Hulu, Apple TV, YouTube TV, Roku. No, Roku got TV. I don't even know, bro. What you got?
I have a Fire Stick. I actually have a Netflix. Well, no, Amazon
Amazon.
Fire Stick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I forgot about Amazon. They basically giving away the TV. Netflix. Look, I'm sorry, yo. You did it so good. You got copycats. You made it. Take
You made
advantage.
it, but
Good
there's some
luck.
plot holes in your
Don't be
plan.
blockbuster. You already blockbuster. You see what I'm saying? When you
Oh.
terminology this stuff and you start that's you become a verb or something. You blockbuster somebody. What you get? Don't get Netflixed. That's what we're going. We're
But
going. But
they're
it's,
gonna bounce back though. They're gonna bounce back.
mm, I believe it. I believe it. Long term, they still got some good plays. I still watch a couple things on there. But you know what's going to bounce back too, right?
What, Blockbuster?
No, Bitcoin. What do you what? Blockbuster. Look, they got one store. I'll let that go. They got one store in what? I want to say Wyoming or something. Doesn't matter. But
But yeah,
Bitcoin,
Bitcoin. Absolutely.
Bitcoin will
Bitcoin
bounce
always
back.
bounces. Bitcoin.
Bitcoin will bounce back. But as long as they keep printing money, right? As long as money keeps getting printed, the value is gonna go up, just like that burger at McDonald's. Not that I know, I don't eat McDonald's.
I was about to say, man. I
Well,
don't
hey,
eat
look,
it.
sometimes you want some greasy, terrible food. You know what I'm saying? Late at night,
Oh man. Yeah,
Anyway, before I divulge any more information about myself, y'all let us know what y'all think. You hodling, you buying more, or you selling everything? Doesn't matter. You make sure you make that plan for you. Do your own research, but put it in the comments so we know. And if you think I'm wrong about what I'm doing, let me know too. If you're buying all the sheep possible, keep me posted. Till
Oh
next
man.
time, though, we out. Peace.